to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Well, I was going to make Salisbury steak, and I was going to just like concoct a meatloaf, and then I went to get this brown gravy mix, and there's a recipe on the side of the box: hamburger steak. All you need is a package of brown gravy mix. So I bought these, I think, for $1.25. That's 1 cup water. $1.25 for 3. I think it was Dollar Tree. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it was. So I think this is going to be good. So I need some brown gravy for my hamburger steak. 1 package of brown gravy mix, 1 1/2 pounds ground beef, 1/4 cup flour, 1 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1 cup sliced onions. I just used dry in my hamburger, and 1 tablespoon vegetable oil. That's to fry your hamburger in. So maybe you don't want to spend a lot of money. Maybe you just need dinner, you know. And then I have some mixed vegetables. I bought a can of mixed vegetables today, so I will eat that. And so for 1.5 pounds, it was 1/4 pound flour. So I just added to my 1/4 pound hamburger 1 tablespoon of flour, and then I seasoned my hamburger with minced onion and garlic, and then I added some black pepper, and I will add some chives. I still can't find a big, I was at Smart and Final today. I still can't find a big container of chives. What's with the chives? They'll probably, I did find some, but look how unfull the package is. That is okay. That is something I need, because a lot of times I do not want to, I'll just put some chives to give it a little bit more oniony flavor, since I didn't fry the onions. That would have been good. Let me give you a shot at the recipe. You know, some of the best recipes are on the boxes. The gravy is really, really thick. Just the way I like it. Okay, so we gotta eat every single day. I'll put some gravy on top. All right, let me turn this way down. So now I had some potatoes. Here they are. So what I want to make to go with my potatoes is some butter. I want to make it homemade. I want to show you guys so we don't run out of butter. Okay, so you make your curds and wheys by adding vinegar to milk. So I was making cheese, and here it is, and it was made out of just heating buttermilk. So this is going to make some good butter for me. And then I need 2 tablespoons. They call for a lot more. I have good butter, so I'm just going to melt 2 tablespoons. And then when I'm going to eat some, but then after that, I'm going to freeze it. Here's my vegetables. So good. All right, so let's see. And then I need 2 spoons of sour cream. So this is something I keep on hand all the time. I could freeze this, but lately I've been heating it. I've been eating it on potatoes. I've been eating a lot of potatoes. Okay, so I'll just put 2 tablespoons in here. You want to go easy on your expensive butter. I mean, if you don't really need it, why? You know, if it'll work just fine. Okay. So I have some milk out here, but I want to get my butter made. I got this butter at Ralph's, marked down $7.99 to $3. Okay, that's good enough. I don't want it too hot to wreck my butter. All right, now I'll just blend it. And then I'll have probably about a little bowl. Looks good. So, all right, I will just put a little milk and a little butter. This smells good. All right, now let me get my potato masher. What do I do with that? All right. I like to have never gotten this video done. It's such an easy dinner. I don't know why it took so long, but it just did. So what I did was I got buttermilk today at Smart and Final for $2.99. That's a really good price. So I just brought the buttermilk almost to boiling, and then that created curds and waves, and I saved the whey. Where is that? And tomorrow I will make fry bread. I like to eat that with tea. So once we start getting some of these thrifty ways, you know, life is going to be good. And when this hardens up a bit, so you're always going to have real butter. You're not going to have to rely on margarine. I mean, you can, but once you get everything for this, there's no reason to, really. I had this boyfriend, and he goes, my sister makes the best mashed potatoes. And she really did. The trick is you heat your milk before you add the potatoes, and you whip them. So you can see I didn't do that, but if I wanted the world's best mashed potatoes, I would. That sister of his was really a good cook. She really was. She used to go to the same church I was going to there for a while. I found this random Pentecostal church, And so the praying in tongues was kind of like a loud howling. And my son said I marked him for life because he hated it. I go, it's a good thing to be exposed to, and the members would be slain in the spirit, and they would just like fall over and stuff, and my son was horrified. I go, it's good for you. You need exposure. I enjoyed it myself. It was like a very small church. How I ever got into it, I don't know. And this was crazy. I know how it was. My customer married the pastor. And she said, I fell in love with the pastor. I go, wow, really? Is that okay? She goes, yeah, he's a wonderful guy. And so, I go, I'm going to go check out this guy. So what happened was, he goes to her, God told me to ask you out for a date. This is a true story. I'm not making this stuff up. God told me to ask you out for a date. So she said, she was in love with him. So she goes, all right. So they went on some date, and he goes, well, let's, I can't believe I almost forgot this. Well, when you're old, you can forget a lot of these minute details. They went on a mountain, they went on a walk up a mountain, and he said, I would like to ask you to marry me. Like, this was from one week to the next, and I went, me being a caution freak, I thought, don't you think, you should get to know him a little bit better, even though he's a pastor, that seems pretty bizarre to me. So anyway, they got married. And so then I got him for a customer as well. He was a nice guy, I have to say. And they did seem to be pretty happily married. That's crazy. You know what I would have done? I would have quit that church. I would have gone, oh, this is insane. I gotta go. Guess that's why I'm not married. That's funny. Okay, so this is a nice big meal. Probably gonna have a few mashed potatoes and gravy left. And then I have the little bowl of, this reminds me of a diner. Here we go, Rhoda's Diner. All right, let me taste this hamburger steak. So what I did is I tried to press it very tightly together so it would be more compressed, so it would be like a steak. Wait, I'm gonna need ketchup. All right, can I find a ketchup easily? Oh, I found something good. They had this steak sauce at Dollar Tree. I should try to get a few more of these. The Heinz 57, the regular, is $5.50. I got this for $1.25 at Hot Heinz 57 sauce. All right, let's try this. Oh, I'm like a food stylist now. Yum. My mouth is watering. Of course, I am starving. That probably helps. That is so good, you guys. All right, I want to show you something. I make four cups of iced tea per day, and we'll get into the tea in a minute. And I want to show you something. Okay. Notice my plants. These little ones were doing very, very good. And these were coming along nicely. I put some fake flowers in these. These were in the house and these were in my backyard. Believe it or not, these look 100% better since they've been in the house. plants do not like my backyard this year. I don't know why. I have to be careful not to wreck my little, this is cute. Mexico. All right, so did you guys like my story? My love it at the altar. And you know what is crazy? Ever since then, I will not answer an altar call. You know, when they call for the altar, I go, oh, no, thank you. I don't want to. Something bizarre might happen. I mean, it might not be that. It might be something. Okay, I made this little loaf of bread because what I'm doing is I'm waiting for, I want to find the $4.99 $5 bread on sale. And here's my homemade butter, and I can't find any, so I'm waiting. I'm going to go check that out in a few minutes. Okay, take a look at this. Yum. All right. I have jam or honey. It's hot in here because I'm trying not to use my air. So I will have bread for 2 days now. All right. Half a batch. I found this really old recipe, 3 1/2 cups flour. This is half a batch. And 1/2 teaspoon salt. Mix the dry ingredients. 1/2 cup hot water, but not hot enough to kill your yeast. I added 1 tablespoon of sugar just to make sure my yeast activated. 2 teaspoons of yeast. So add your water, add your sugar, heat it, cool it down to like a warm bath, put your yeast in there, let it activate, mix up your flour and your salt and make a well and pour your yeast after it's activated into the well and work it around to create. Now this one turned out good. If you can get your dough a little bit more solid, you're going to have a solid loaf, which I like. And then just raise it one time and bake it 350. Get this recipe just in case. So something comes down the pike. We have flour. I got this at Walmart. We have sugar. We have yeast. And we have salt. And that is all we need. I was gonna make this with whey and I forgot. I used water, but that's all you need. And then you have everything. You have sour cream, you have milk, you have vinegar, and you have sour cream, melted butter, and you have milk and yogurt, and so then you can make yourself butter. So you guys, here's my salmon ball. This is a good one. Get this salmon ball recipe from, I think it was Sweden. Salmon is not so cheap and they don't give it to you at the food pantry anymore. So, but that is okay. What I do is I just wait around until I find a good deal. All right, so, okay, now back to the topic at hand. Low cost meal, cheap hamburger steak, food storage continues, and can you find a tiny dwelling? Yeah, you can, because I was searching and I did find one. I couldn't believe it. All right, let's do the food storage. So I went to Smart and Final, and so I mentioned to you, if I can, I like to buy 2 cans beans, 2 cans soup, 2 cans, 1 meat and 1 meal, or 2 cans meat or 2 cans canned meal, and 1 can milk. Okay, All right, today, the reason I bought these vegetables at Smart and Final, this can of vegetables, and then, so I bought 1 can of vegetables, and I bought 1 can of garbanzo beans, and they had expiration dates of 2027. So after you get food, or if you want to stockpile food, you can be very picky and buy cans with very long expiration dates. Then I really needed some Crisco, so like when I bake my bread, usually what I use this for is to butter my pans. So I thought I am just going to break down and buy this for $6.99, and then I will keep it in the freezer. I'm using one, so I will keep it in the freezer so nothing happens to it. Then I bought 1 jar of baking powder because you need this for making soda bread and other things. And I bought 1 box of baking soda. Okay, so bizarrely enough, everything today was really fresh and Smart and Final. And then I bought this cornbread mix because there was only one that had an expiration of 5/25. So I want to make sure I have cornbread. So that was my stockpile, but that wasn't my only stockpile, and we'll get into that now. All right. This kind of stuff's well worth buying. I don't know why this is here. Okay, I have the smallest kitchen, which results in the biggest, fattest messes. So, okay, so that is what I bought at Smart and Final. Okay, so I'm going through my food storage. I'm working on the food. I'm storing up a little bit extra all the time. And then if something horrible happens, okay, now back to the chickpeas. I am going to make some hummus. 1 can chickpeas drained, and you season them with garlic, clove, cumin, and then you blend lemon juice and tahini, 1/4 cup each, and then you blend it, and you might want to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of water, salt, pepper, and paprika, and then a little olive oil. This is a good basic recipe that I am going to use, and then I am going to use that just like butter. You know, I can put it on anything. I can eat it with vegetables. So that is why I do have garbanzo beans, but those are really nice ones. So that is why I stockpiled this. Okay, worldwide tea shortage is currently a concern. So I thought, you know, I have not seen tea in Dollar Tree. I am going to stop by there and see if I can find some. Okay, I fully expected not to, but I found black tea at Dollar Tree, so I bought 3, and I'm putting I got 12 of these for about $5 or $6, and I thought it's worth it because I don't want anything happening to my tea. I donated a lot of tea because I thought, let someone drink it so nothing happens to it. And then here's some other tea that I have, but this one's for the stockpile. Because, all right, where is that? Worldwide tea shortage is currently a concern. Climate change, unpredictable weather, droughts, floods, and temperatures. Like where? India, China, Sri Lanka, and Kenya. China has to be the biggest tea drinking, well, India too. So I thought, don't wait. If we don't get a shortage, there's probably going to be a big spike. Also, I heard the black tea requires some kind of fermenting process. So that might be a cause too for us to, I mean, don't stay up nights, go buy some tea so you're not caught. If you have tea, then, you know, you're not going to be having to drink just water. All right, now I want to go over here. Okay, I'm getting my house ready for Christmas. So the other day at the thrift store, I bought the throw blanket and I washed it and dried it and I hung it on my store banister, and I took my old one off and it looks so nice in there. I'm going lighter. It really looks good in there, but what I noticed is what good shape my recliner was in because it had the throw blanket on it. So if you have nice furniture and you're sitting in your recliner all the time, eating snacks, you know, living, consider a throw blanket. So I have my dining room. It's coming along pretty good. And the thing about my dining room is I have a lot of food storage. It caused me a lot of trouble. I'm going through the food storage and I'm checking everything. All right, I want to talk about grape juice. Okay, I thought I am going to buy some grape juice. I want to have grape juice around so I can make this. What is this called? Mother of grapes. So you let your grapes ferment, and then when you have the coagulation on the top, I'm going to post a video, then you can make vinegar out of that. So why that is such a good thing is in case of water contamination, it's going to protect you, and might as well eat it in your cooking like your vinegar. So I will be getting some food grade containers for fermenting, like a glass jar and a breathable cloth cover, and they use a coffee filter. So I will be making that, and I will be canning grape juice. Fortunately, everything bad has happened except to my grapevines. We had a hurricane and I covered my grapevines and I prayed to God. Okay, now I want to talk to you about something I discovered. San Diego apartments are cheap ones. There are apartments, tiny ones, 1,500, which is incredibly cheap, but you can find them as low as $615. So I always thought, wow, you know, if something happens, I am going to have to leave San Diego, which I don't want to. So now it has come to my attention. You're going to have to look, you're going to have to search, but it's better than living in a car. Okay, there are 7 free camping sites. There are countless RV parks under $500 per month. Tijuana has low rents, $450 to $500. 1 bedroom, $230. And Tecate has apartments at about $508. I don't see why I would want to live in Tecate as opposed to Tijuana. I mean, both would be bad, but it'd be better than a car. Now, there's also garages. So what I would do if I was going to live or rent in a garage is I would go to the casino all day, and I would go to like an Adventist church that has church essentially 7 days a week so that I wouldn't be home. I would surveil the stuff and I wouldn't keep anything in anybody's, like if I rented a room or garage, because I was going to the casino and one of the little old ladies told me she rents a room and the owner of the house used her credit card and without asking and said, "Don't worry, I'll pay you back." So you never want to keep credit cards or valuables like that. Okay, and then what I would do is I would make it so that basically I was just sleeping there, because here you can take a shower in the YMCA or you can join a gym. Also, they have within houses, and these are really cheap, vacant spaces like in La Mesa and even in El Cajon. Okay, now what I would do is if I lived in a garage, I would get a porta potty. I would go, you know, they have lids, but if I went number 2, I would close it up and throw it in a trash can and dispose of it in the morning. God forbid. I would try not to let that happen. So I just, think about vacant places for rent. It's much better than a car. You want to avoid all the hardship you possibly can. All right, now I want to talk to you about healing the sick practically. One of the best ways to get well is better nutrition, cleaner environment. This is like one thing, like if you rent some garage or something, it's so much easier to stay clean. Keep your bed clean, hand washing, taking out the garbage. Also in vans though, when I was an EMT, I said, where's the HEPA filter? And the guy flips up a little vent and he goes right there. I go, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, we were in that ambulance with anything and everything. But if I was living in a van, I'd be sure to get one with those hatches, because you need it if you're gonna use a propane stove or heaters. And also like garages, you know, if you're gonna heat with propane. Okay, feed the poor. Okay, one of the things that I was growing plants. My plants were over plentiful. I went to the community garden and I couldn't get anyone to talk to me about donating plants, and they died. But what I should have done is just left the plants by the side of the street, and for sure someone would have taken them, or I should have sold them at the swap meet. So feeding the poor. One thing you can do is go try to buy some plants. Just forget it. You won't be able to get anything. All right, now casting out demons. Okay, now this is like elementary, not like The Exorcist. Try to alleviate fear, leave the evil way. Drugs, alcohol, and pornography can aggravate conditions. So those are just some little helpful hints. There's a lot of distress. This tea shortage is a bad thing too. Now, did I forget anything? I don't think so. Okay, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye. See you tomorrow.